Spokesman Paul Kohler.
Thank you, Sir Roger. As we all know, strong connectivity is vital for economic growth and social prosperity. It's not just about convenience, it's key to boosting productivity, attracting regional investment and raising living standards. Central to this is making public transport more available, affordable and accessible. The transport crisis in this country is clear. Since 2015, local bus journeys have dropped by over 1 billion, a quarter of all trips, with many routes cut and fares up over 50% since 2013. Rail use remains below pandemic levels, while government rail subsidies have surged to over £22 billion, 65% higher than before the pandemic, despite repeated above-inflation fare increases. So what is the plan? The estimates offer us some hope, but the picture is mixed. Let me begin with the positive aspects of these estimates. The 4.4% rise in capital spending is welcome, especially the boost for Transport for London and HS2. This shows much needed recognition of the transport network's capital needs. The continued support for East West Rail and the Transpennine route upgrade is also welcome, as they are vital for connecting communities and driving growth, exactly the kind of strategic investment we need. But sadly, whilst the previous Conservative government claimed to back motorists, it did the opposite, with fewer than half our roads now in good condition. So the new road funding settlement is indeed good news, but clearly falls short of what is needed. Support for devolution is also encouraging. Local leaders are best placed to deliver for their areas, and increased autonomy for city region transport is positive, even if not all the new money is in fact new. However, areas outside combined authorities must not be overlooked. Turning to the negatives. Most concerning is the £150 million cut to day-to-day spending this year and over the spending review period, impacting subsidies for trains and buses. These reductions threaten already fragile services and efforts to promote walking and cycling, raising serious doubts about the department's ability to achieve its stated priorities. There's a clear mismatch between the government's ambitious transport goals and its budget priorities. An £81 million rise in central administration, largely to cover higher employer national insurance contributions, introduced by the government, raises questions about whether resources are being prioritised towards administrative overheads rather than directly supporting frontline transport improvements. Despite pledges to address climate change, the budget lacks detail on funding for green infrastructure, public transport decarbonisation or active travel, leading the DfT open to accusations of setting green ambitions without a clear financial operational pathway, effectively greenwashing. Whilst the £50 million in costs tied to the closure of Phase 2, the HS2 programme, further reflects issues with long-term strategic planning. Not only does the expenditure represent sunk costs with no return on investment, but it also casts doubt on the department's ability to deliver major infrastructure projects so vital for national connectivity and economic growth. The Liberal Democrats propose simplifying ticketing, improving accessibility and boosting connectivity, and also increasing usage and income by freezing fares. We also advocate a 10-year rail electrification plan, investing in zero carbon by ensuring all new lines are fully electrified. Buses, the nation's most popular transport, get little support from these estimates. Though the bus bill's franchising reforms are welcome, they won't restore regular affordable service without funding and expertise. And we need more than just 3 people in the bus centre of excellence. Years of neglect following Tory deregulation have destroyed much of our national bus network, isolating communities and holding back growth. Clearly, the Chancellor's fare cap hike from £2 to £3 should be reversed, as it is causing real hardship for some of the most poorest in society. Yet these estimates reveal continued cuts to bus subsidies, precisely the wrong approach when communities desperately need reliable, affordable bus services. The Liberal Democrats also believe active travel infrastructure must accompany public transport reform. The government's approach is disappointing. Although £246 million is currently allocated to Active Travel England, funding is set to be cut by over £90 million next year, undermining Labour's earlier promises of unprecedented investment. The Liberal Democrats propose a different path, a nationwide active travel strategy to build new cycling and walking networks, better integrated with existing transport. This cost-effective, eco-friendly approach connects homes, schools, high streets and transport hubs. Sir Roger, what these estimates show is a department and a government that lacks ambition. Whilst increasing capital spending and investing for the future is positive, cutting day-to-day spending is a poor decision from a government that says economic growth is its highest priority. We need a transport system that works, not just for the decade, but for the next bus, next train, next school run and hospital visit. This means funding day-to-day services properly, giving local authorities and putting passengers at the heart of every decision, something for which the Liberal Democrats will continue to fight.